Welcome to this explainer. We're jumping right in today to decode a quiet and, frankly, deeply misunderstood behavior. Why some of us apologize for absolutely everything. If you're that person who constantly catches yourself saying, "Oh, my bad," when it definitely wasn't your bad, stick with me. The psychology behind this is wild. So, have you ever noticed how some people say I'm sorry even when they've done literally nothing wrong? I mean, really think about it. Do you apologize when someone else bumps into you? Or, let's be real, maybe you've even said sorry to an inanimate object you just walked into, like a chair or a door frame. It's kind of like your mere existence in a room is somehow a burden to others. Now, society constantly tells us this is just extreme politeness, right? We're taught to view it as just a harmless quirk of a caring people pleaser. But okay, let's actually dive into what psychology reveals here, because it turns out this habit goes a whole lot deeper than just trying to be a nice person. Part 1, the science. More than good manners. So here's the deal. When you blurt out, "I'm sorry," in a split second, your brain isn't actually processing guilt. It's actually launching what's called the Fawning Response. This is an unconscious trauma response designed to preemptively de-escalate conflict and keep you emotionally safe. You know, most of us have heard about the fight, flight, or freeze responses. Well, fawning sits right alongside them in that exact same family of hardwired survival instincts. By throwing out these excessive apologies, you're instinctively trying to manage the other person's emotions. You are essentially sacrificing your own reality, your boundaries, and your own comfort just to make absolutely sure they don't get angry or upset with you. You're giving up your own ground, literally, just to keep the peace. Part 2, your childhood blueprint. Unpredictable environments breed adaptation. To really understand why you instinctively do this today, we kind of have to look backward. If you grew up around adults who were highly critical, unpredictable, or maybe emotionally volatile, your inner child learned a very specific and, frankly, painful lesson. Conflict is highly dangerous. When kids face emotional turbulence, their brains adapt in ways that most people, even decades later as adults, never even realize. So the crucial takeaway here is that your nervous system today is simply replaying a childhood survival strategy. It's a 3-step process. Step 1, you sense the tension in the room. Step 2, you immediately take the blame. And step 3, you diffuse the danger. Saying sorry was simply the absolute quickest way to make a scary, unpredictable situation safe again. Part 3, the cost of hypervigilance. You might walk into a room and instantly read the mood, maybe even thinking that being incredibly observant is some kind of social superpower. But in reality, it's the invisible, completely exhausting mental load of hypervigilance. You are constantly scanning the room, reading the mood, predicting reactions, and throwing out an apology shield before anything even happens. It is absolutely draining. Because of this habit, you are literally carrying the weight of everyone else's emotional comfort on your shoulders. When you feel even a slight shift in someone's tone, maybe a sigh or a weird glance, boom, out comes that apology shield as an automatic reflex. But the problem is, this leaves absolutely no cognitive bandwidth for your own peace of mind. You're just way too busy managing the internal worlds of everyone else around you. Part 4, the mindset shift. So, how do we break this exhausting cycle? Well, it all starts with the fundamental realization. You are no longer that vulnerable child. You are an adult now, navigating a totally different world, and you do not need to beg for forgiveness or apologize just for taking up space. You really have to consciously recognize your own safety right here in the present moment. Let's turn this into an actionable tool. The next time you feel that desperate, bubbling urge to apologize for something that isn't your fault, try this. Step 1, acknowledge and feel the urge to apologize. Step 2, consciously pause. Just take a breath. And step 3, replace that apology with a statement of gratitude. Notice the incredible power of this shift. Instead of defaulting to, "I'm sorry for talking so much," you pivot to, "Thank you for listening to me." You see the difference? You're no longer acting as if your existence or your voice is a burden. Instead, you're actively seeking genuine connection. You are offering appreciation instead of absorbing imaginary blame. Or here's another one. Instead of saying, "I'm sorry for being late," try swapping it out for, "Thank you for your patience." A simple phrasing change like this completely rewires your brain. It pulls your nervous system away from that childhood fawning trauma response and anchors you firmly in an empowered adult interaction. If you chronically over-apologize, please remember that you aren't weak. You're just carrying a heavy emotional shield you picked up a long time ago, one that frankly you no longer need. Remember this quote: "You do not need to earn your right to exist." So I'll leave you with this final thought for our explainer today. The next time you feel that automatic urge to say, "I'm sorry" for simply being in the room, what phrase of gratitude will you choose to use instead?